Welcome to SUSD Spotlight, your go-to source for all things happening within the district. Whether it's celebrating student and staff achievements, delving into trending education topics, or highlighting inspiring human interest stories, we've got you covered. Join us as we illuminate the incredible endeavors taking place in our schools and forge connections within our community. Get ready to be informed, inspired, and engaged as we embark on this journey together, spotlighting the extraordinary in SUSD. Welcome to another episode of SUSD Spotlight. Today we're pleased to be joined in the studio by the current principal of Pima Elementary School, Chris Hodo, and Christina Haas. Pima Elementary is celebrating 65 years of educating students in Scottsdale, and so we're excited to learn more about the history, the legacy of Pima. But I want to start by asking Mr. Hodo about his journey that landed him here in Scottsdale.
Well, I'm originally from the Chicagoland area. I did all my schooling, my elementary, junior high, and high school in the Chicagoland area. Then I went to Iowa State for college, and I did all my educational stuff there, where I was a teacher for 8 years in Des Moines, and then I was a assistant principal for 5 years in Sioux City. And then my parents, they moved out to Arizona, and I decided, hey, maybe we should move closer to them. And I was able to land the position here at Pima Elementary, where I've been the principal for the past 5 years. We're going on 5 years.
Fantastic. Mm-hmm. And Ms. Haas, tell us about your experience here in Scottsdale Unified School District. How long have you been at Pima? And maybe there's a little bit more to the story.
So I've been at Pima for 26 years. This is my 26th year of teaching. I'm currently the Title I Instructional Specialist. I've had many hats at Pima, from special education teacher to regular education teacher, ELD. But my years in Scottsdale started going to Scottsdale schools. So I went to Mojave K through 8.
Okay.
It was a K through 8 back then. I was very lucky when they transitioned to a 7th and 8th grade. I was going to 7th grade. So I got to stay at Mojave, and then I am a proud Saguaro graduate.
Well, that's fantastic. Well, you know, one of the things that I like to do anytime, anywhere I find a Scottsdale Unified School District graduate is I like to present them with an SUSD legacy pin. And I happen to have one here with me.
Great. Thank you.
With pride, we're so grateful that you've chosen to come back and continue to invest in the lives of students here in Scottsdale.
Great, thank you.
This year, big news at Pima. You guys are celebrating 65 years of Pima Pride. Tell me what that looks like and how you intend to honor the legacy.
Well, we're very excited for such a remarkable year of 65 years of Panther Pride. What that's going to look like is we want to really celebrate our alumni, whether it's alumni from many years back or current alumni who are in Mojave, who are at Tonalea, who are at Coronado or Saguaro. We want to celebrate all that have, brought and contributed to Pima. And we're going to cap it off at the start of the new year in 2025. I think the Parada del Sol is February 1st, so we're going to have a birthday party on January 31st, and then we're going to invite alumni to come to our Parada del Sol and kind of march with us out there and represent Pima.
Well, that's exciting, and it's exciting to think about the kinds of opportunities that students have at Pima. So you serve students pre-K through 5th grade. What are the kinds of experiences that students have that make it exciting to come to school every day?
I think we are a very fortunate school because we do have the 21st Century Grant also. So we have many free opportunities as before after school programs. We do STEAM programs in the afternoon, in the morning. We have an amazing summer camp, and we focus on STEAM. So I think our school offers just really a comprehensive education, and all our teachers who are excited to teach during the day, before and after school, they can go ahead and extend learning to things that they love to do. So today, our classes, we have Books and Cooks, where they read books, and then they make a meal to go along with the book. We have Cultural Connection classroom classes, sports, science and technology, like I said before. We have karaoke classes, we have reading help, math enrichment. So we pretty much have everything that our teachers love to do themselves and can pass on to other children throughout the classrooms. And what's really great about the program is that our teachers are working with other kids throughout the campus, not just their grade level. So our school makes a lot of connections with each other, and that makes it really quite special.
What I also think is super fun about Pima is that level of engagement extends to the families, the community at whole. It's not just the kids, but those experiences are available to parents too. And you guys have some fun upcoming events. Can you tell us about those?
Well, one event coming up that I'll share is our Title I Math Night, which will be in November, and then our other Title I night is in the spring, is our Reading Night, and they're some of the most popular events that we have. When I say hundreds of people come, we're not exaggerating. We transform our campus. Last year, we transformed it into a road trip. So all the kids took road trips with their families throughout our campus. Every pod was decorated like a part of the United States. And we do that every single year. And our math night this year is going to be really focused on STEAM and kind of creepy, crawly science that we get. So we're going to transform the gym into kind of a mad science lab. But those are two of the things that we're working on with families right now, just with that. But we do have a very active PTO that has a lot of really great events too. And Chris might want to share about that.
Yeah, so just to piggyback off our Title I nights, yeah, they are great with the turnout, hundreds and hundreds of people. We all get dressed up and, play the part. Our PTO does play an awesome role with our school. Like tonight, we have our Sonics fundraiser, so we'll all be at Sonic tonight and eat some cheeseburgers and hot dogs and celebrate Pima, and that's one way that they give back. We have our turkey trots, which is a great turnout with parents. They love to see their kids run out on the field, and we also get a kick of watching the kids run around in circles. It's hilarious.
Our trunk or treat's pretty
popular.
popular.
Oh yeah, our trunk or treat. Can't forget about that. That's really, really popular. We always have a lot of people for that. So we have some great events sponsored by our PTO. We have our Title I nights. So anything that we do that involves kids. Oh, our flag ceremonies, can't forget about that as well.
What's a flag ceremony?
So a flag ceremony is we celebrate our country, but we also celebrate our kids, where we honor them for the achievements that they make in math and reading, and also in their behaviors. So they get rewards, we celebrate them, and then we sing songs.
How frequently do you do the flag ceremony?
We have that once a month.
And is there any connection between that and something that I've heard about that's called a Golden Tray Award?
Oh, yeah. So we do a Golden Tray Award once a month as well in the cafeteria. So we reward kids for positive behavior in the cafeteria. So we, the whole class gets the Golden Tray. It's kind of a traveling trophy, if you will. And then we give PBIS points to that winning classroom. And they all want to hold and touch the tray. And they always ask me, is it real gold, Mr. Hodo? So of course it is.
Yes.
Oh, so some of our listeners may not be familiar with what PBIS is. Perhaps you could help us understand what PBIS is.
PBIS stands for Positive Behavior Intervention and Support, and it's just a system that we use to encourage positive behavior with our kids. So they get points for doing the right thing. We say like, oh, I love how you're walking down the hallway quietly. Here's a point. Or I love how you raised your hand before you, instead of shouting out, here's a point. And then the kids can take those points at the end of each month and go to our PBIS store and cash them in. They could be like little tokens and things like that, but also we have like incentives like be the principal for the day, or make an announcement over the loudspeaker. Or one of the real popular ones is I have the Infinity Gauntlet, and the kids can play with that for 5 minutes. So they really popular. That's a real popular one for some reason. But
and with that flag ceremony, there's some pretty strong connections. I recall visiting one myself, and it was such a good time. But it wasn't only the students. This wasn't sort of a traditional elementary school assembly, if you will. Again, the community invited and Coronado High School band. Are there strong connections between the different schools and opportunities to connect with what that trajectory looks like for your littles as they grow through our system?
Well, yes. The Coronado High School has different what is it called? Clubs come and kind of do a performance during our flag ceremony. So they've had their band, their orchestra, their cheerleaders, their football team. So the kids get a kick out of it because also the mascot comes and, gives everybody a high five, and they love that. But also we have our Pima Girl Scouts and Cub Scouts, they do the flag raising portion. So they get on the microphone and they say, present the colors and things of that nature. So we have a lot of involvement in that aspect.
So we know that parents have choice in terms of where they send their children to school. And I understand, Mr. Hodo, that you might have made a choice in terms of where you sent one of your children. Could you share with our listeners what choice you made and why you made it?
Yes. So my wife and I have 3 kids. So 2 of them are college age, and then we have one who was in 4th grade. And my son, he goes to school with me. I decided to send my kid to school with me at Pima because the teachers are awesome. They treat him like family. They respect him. They honor him for where he's at in his learning, and they help him to raise his achievement. So it was a no-brainer for me to put him in a place like Pima because it's one of the best schools at SUSD.
Are there other things that you would highlight in terms of why people should choose Pima?
I think people should choose Pima because of the community. And I will say that the funny thing you asked that, because this weekend I was out and about and I realized every person I was out with, there's a group of 16 people, and all of us made our connections through Pima.
Wow.
And we thought that was really cool. It came up in conversation, and we're like, we all are friends. These are adults. We're all friends because either our kids or our siblings' kids met each other through Pima, and they still might hang out and go to different schools and gone different paths. Some have even gone on to college. But all of these people, either I met through Pima. I have some of the best relationships because of the Pima connection. And I will tell you, we have several staff members throughout the years that went to Pima and they came back to teach. Their kids went to Pima. My child, my niece went to Pima. And Pima was not their home school. And we have several parents that do bring their kids here now, and then they bring their siblings. So I will say the community connection, and people who will understand this, if they grew up in Scottsdale, with the Scottsdale schools, it's the most unique experience you could ever have, having that community of a small town. I know Scottsdale is a lot bigger. When I was a kid, Pache is where we probably went out on the weekends and hung out in the desert as teenagers, and now it's bursting at the seams. But I will tell you, people come back to Scottsdale, and that's why they come back to Pima.
Super interesting. And tell me about the legacy connection and what exactly that opportunity is for students at each grade level.
Right. So because it's our 65 year, we want to honor our city, our community. So we could not figure what to do. And as a team, at last week's professional development, we decided to do a legacy. Each grade level, from now on, but to celebrate also our 65 years, is each grade level is going to have a legacy project where they give back to the community. For example, the kindergartners are going to sponsor, they're going to be like pet vets, and they're going to sponsor a local shelter. And the families will also get involved, and the kids are going to plan at each grade level. So each grade level is going to have a legacy project where we give back to our wonderful community.
So when we think about the ways to engage students, the legacy projects are exciting. I also know that our principals bring different skills and some personal interest and passions. And I remember when we interviewed you, Mr. Hodo, that you shared with us your personal passion, and I think you brought that to life at Pima. Tell us a little bit more about what you like to do on the side for entertainment.
Well, I like to produce music and write songs, but what I've done specifically for Pima is I wrote songs to inspire our kids. So I wrote a Pima Panthers kind of theme song, and then I had our Pima Singers, one of our 21st century groups, sing that song. So I brought my microphone, some of my equipment to school, and they sing that, and that's one of our songs that we sing at our flag ceremony. I made a song where I'm rapping called Pima Panthers Read Books, inspiring kids to read. Made a song basically about kids doing their best effort, and it's about working real hard. And then I made a song for the Golden Tray. So the kids really get into it. They know when Friday comes in the cafeteria, we're going to play the Pima music, and then there's going to be the Word of the Week contest. So beginning of the week, there's a vocabulary. It's like a 5th grade vocabulary word that 5th graders should know. And I give the word, the definition, I use it in a sentence, and then the K2 kids, they just have to just know what the word is. And then the grades 3 through 5, they have to know the word and tell me what it means or use it in a sentence. And then if they win, then they get to spin the wheel, and then they get a small little prize based upon whatever they spin on the wheel. And then we also do Math Fact Fluency Friday, where I will come up with a word problem that it's mental math. And again, they probably like that the best, honestly. But they have to solve the word problem. And again, if they get it correct, then they get to spin the wheel for a small prize.
It's clear you're creating a dynamic learning environment where students want to be there, and families are partners in ensuring their children are successful, and you have a dedicated team of teachers, and it's so great to celebrate 65 years with both of you.
Thank you.
Thank you. And that's really what makes it really special.
I think that's pretty compelling, and if a parent was interested in checking it out, what would they need to do?
Oh, they can contact me. They can contact the school, 480-484-2800, and set up an appointment to take a tour. I love giving tours. I'm very flexible, so anytime that you want to come tour, I'm open, and we'll try to make it happen for you. And I think you'll fall in love with our beautiful, beautiful campus and the family-like atmosphere that you'll definitely feel when you tour the school.
And everyone's invited to math night this year, right? I mean, that'll be family fun for all.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Our families look forward to our Title I nights. They're really active. We partner with the PTO. We partner with the community events, and it's one of our popular events, and everyone comes out, has a great time, sometimes even some free snacks. So it's a really great time for everybody.
Yep, November 7th, and it's from 4:30 to 6 o'clock. So.
And there will be an opportunity for families to tour the campus, maybe get a feel for the classrooms, meet the teachers.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
So they can tour the campus, and then they can come and enjoy some of the math night games that we have for them.
And my favorite part about math night is everybody's involved on our campus. Every staff member, every child's involved to some extent with planning the night, and that's what makes it so special. There isn't one teacher that isn't there. There isn't one staff member that is not there, special area teacher. It's really a special night because everyone comes together to put that on for our community.
It's a true testament to the commitment
Right.
of the staff to
Absolutely.
the community. So celebrating 65 years is exciting. What do you see on the horizon for the next 5 years for Pima Elementary?
Well, I hope that we will grow and expand and be recognized as one of the top schools in the state for the academic achievement and for the atmosphere and culture that we create here at Pima.
That's a compelling vision. At the end of each podcast, I like to ask our guests if there's a teacher or someone in a school system from your past that really made a difference for you that you would like to elevate so that we could celebrate and recognize their contributions. It can be anyone from elementary to college, or it doesn't even have to be a teacher. We've had someone celebrate a bus driver. So if you can think of someone who's made an impact that you would like to just celebrate today, I'd love to hear that.
I can go first. I would say Dr. Bob Tremmel at Iowa State. He believed in me when I didn't believe in myself, and he encouraged me to pursue the teaching field and said, hey, go ahead, go for it. And I was like, I don't know. But listening to him, I am what I am because of some of the things that he said and instilled into me.
Thank you. And Christina?
So luckily, all mine are SUSD teachers. And I think back, I always wanted to be a teacher, but Mrs. Wilborn, she was our PE teacher at Mojave. She was amazing. She just really she loved what she did, and you could tell every single day. Mr. Smith, he was my 5th grade teacher at Mojave. And Mr. Guardiola, which I hope he's listening, he probably retired about 6 or 7 years ago from Mojave. He did have one of my family members that, are you related to Christina Haas? It was kind of she talked a lot. So he was the best because you would see him out in the community and he knew everyone's name. And I'm sure he'll probably listen to this podcast. He was quite involved in SUSD, but he had a profound impact on me. And that's why I returned to these schools, because I really do believe that I received the best world-class education. And I do mean that. And I think I show that every day when I show up back at Pima, because I really do feel I felt the best education you could ever have with SUSD.
They're powerful legacies of success, and I appreciate the way both of you are paying it forward, investing in the lives of the next generation. Thank you so much for being part of our podcast. We invite our listeners to tune in at any time that it suits your schedule on your favorite podcast channel, and join us in celebrating the amazing things that are happening in Scottsdale Unified.
And please reach out to us and share ideas for future episodes. You can find us on our website, susd.org/spotlight.